Hey gang, Uncle Todd, Sunny here. And this is the episode 4 of Creature Commandos, where after Rick and Ilana have a tearful and smoochy goodbye, they take Circe back to America. And on the tarmac, they are met by a lawyer who happens to be representing Weasel, or John Doe as he's referred to. She's from a non-profit legal firm believing that Weasel did not kill 8 children, although they keep trying to say it was 21. 8 children were killed. But she doesn't believe he's guilty. And this is the flashback we get throughout the rest of the episode, in which we start with the police arriving at a burning school, where looking in the window they see the Weasel chomping on a child, and so they shoot him. But as we go through the flashbacks, we see that he came upon the school children, who gave him candy bars and apples and things, and became his friend and played with him. And one day, while they were playing with him, they were seen by an old man going by, and he sees them go into the school. The school door was unlocked, so he runs back to his place, calls into 911 about this weird monster dragging these children into the school, grabs his gun, and heads back. The kids are playing around the school, and they find a bottle of alcohol in one of the teacher's desks, and down in the basement they come upon a book of matches, and playing around, fire gets started. But it's not anything out of control. In fact, kids probably could have put it out, but the old man shows up with the gun and starts shooting at the Weasel, hitting the fuel tank of the generator in the school, and there's an explosion. The police arrive, school's ablaze, and Weasel, who's checking on all the kids, they're all dead, but the little blonde girl, who is his personal favorite, and he grabs her and is trying to pull her to safety when the police start shooting at him. And there's this long run around through the burning hallways trying to find an exit. And he gets shot so many times that he can't save the little girl, and she gets trapped and killed when the roof collapses, and he's charged with all the deaths. Now, Circe, having been taken into custody, says that she was trying to protect the world by killing Elena, or attempting to. And she could show this to Amanda Waller. She is clairvoyant and can get inside her head, even though her hands are covered in manacled so that she can't use her magic. She can still use her clairvoyance. And she enters Waller's mind and shows her a vision of Ilana leading an army, along with a very familiar looking huge giant in armor. I'm thinking it might be the monster, Eric. Anyway, shows him blowing up the White House and all these soldiers with laser weapons and things, and basically just laying waste to the entire world to rule it. So, is it real? Is it not? They call him McPherson, a scientist who is an expert on Theramuscua, where the Amazons come from, and they've dealt with Circe, and Circe does have clairvoyance. Now, she sees possible futures. She had warned the Amazons of an impending disaster, and it proved to be true, and they were able to ward it off. Well, that's good enough for Waller, who orders Flagg to take the team back to the country and kill Elena. Flagg, of course, refuses and storms off. Well, guess they're going to need a new leader for the squad. Meanwhile, in the cafeteria, Kong Gorilla, I'm not sure if you know who Kong Gorilla is. Basically, back in the Golden Age, there was a character called Congo Bill, which was a knockoff of the more famous Jungle Jim newspaper strip. And in the Fifth Silver Age, in order to keep him current, they made him a superhero in which he could enter the mind of a golden gorilla and control it to fight crime in the jungle, basically. Here, not so much. And he steals Nina's food, and the bride may or may not have killed him in retaliation. Destroyed his lower jaw, at least. And then they're called in to Waller, and they are given the job. Now, why do they need to kill Elena? Well, that's need to know, and they don't need to know. Are they going to kill Elena? Bride's undecided. But in her mind, it's just one less human to worry about. She doesn't like humans. Meanwhile, Eric the Monster had been spying on the team when they first arrived back from their mission. And he sees the bride and Rick talking, and he's immediately convinced they're in love. And is so angry, he kills the entire helicopter crew he had hired to take him there so he could watch. And then walks away from the crash. So when Rick gets home, he gets attacked by Eric, the Frankenstein Monster. And they have a battle all through the house, and finally is able to subdue Eric by pointing his Desert Eagle at the man's eye. About the only thing that's not bulletproof on him. And during a pretty humorous back and forth where everything Rick says he takes to mean the bride and not the princess, until they get it all straightened out. And Rick has an idea. They could team up. Maybe help each other out. He'd get the bride. Rick would save Elena. Well, this prompts the monster to say they're best friends now, which is a bit of a surprise to Flagg. Another fun episode. Really feel for the Weasel. It is that old story of a monster being falsely accused of killing when he was just trying to help. Like Mighty Joe Young, or even the Frankenstein Monster in Bride of Frankenstein movie. Anyway, pretty good. Liking where this is heading. I'm wondering if Elena really is as nasty as Circe thinks she is, or if it's just a possible future and there has to be some extenuating circumstances to cause it. Although, taking the monster back to the old country might be the impetus that causes the whole war. I mean, it did look like him next to Elena with the army. So things are getting interesting. Looking forward to the next episode. Please hit like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.